Yo, what up, guys? Let's go. It's draft day, guys. Let's get it. Let's get this show started. All right, so I got to get my screens up. Let's see what we got here. We got K-Fan there. Hold on. No, I want this one here. And then I want this one there. There we go. Okay, make sure we can get some sound.
Pass. Okay. Can I get an
All right, cool.
So you posted a video on your 90 noon page.
All right, y'all. We got K-Fan YouTube on the left, and we have the Vikings draft party on the right.
Things to share about maybe where he'll be drafted.
And then at the bottom, we have the actual draft, which will be starting very, very soon, probably like right now, looks like. And then let's get that checked out here.
Crew, the NFL draft starts tonight on ABC.
It's going to make sure the sound is not too loud. Okay, so commercial there. Let's go back to K-Fan.
Producers Eric Nordquist and
All right,
Jared
cool.
Wells.
Curtis, what's up, man? Good to see you on the stream. How you been? Thanks for joining. I'm just gonna give this a try. You know, I'm a diehard Vikings fan. I bleed purple every Sunday. I'm glued to the screen every game. So this year for my channel, I'm gonna do live reactions of the game, and that's just gonna be fun. I can't wait to do that. But let's do this first Vikings video of the draft. I'm gonna go up until the Vikings pick at 12, and then just get the reaction, and then see what they're talking about. What they're talking about up here about the pick. So that's gonna be very cool.
That's music to my ears. All right.
And I gotta switch between the sound here, because they're in commercial. So now we go over to Fox 9. Nice. Anyway, Curtis, how you doing? Welcome. What pick do you guys have? We have number 12, Curtis. Texans have like 15 pucks. 15 pucks. You like the Nolta screens? Let's give it a try. I'll probably get copyrighted, Curtis, honestly. But hopefully get a few likes on it, and maybe I'll keep doing these. Hopefully, though, I get some Vikings fans in here, because I don't know how many Vikings fans are in the RAF Gang Nation. So hopefully we can band together and watch the games together. That'd be kind of cool. Fat finger. So Texans have 15 picks. How many in the first round? They might want to start trading up and go up higher then. They can make a splash.
Here in Las Vegas for the Vikings. Back to you guys.
All right, Tatum, thank you very much. Our fan there picked Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. Pete, your pick at number 12 for the purple.
If he's there, I'm going with Derek Stingley. And if he's
not there, Derek Stingley, of course, is the favored pick for the Vikes. He's an elite cornerback. But honestly, I don't think he's going to make it to 12. Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley are the 1 and 2 cornerbacks in the draft. Vikings would love to have one of them. I don't know if he's going to drop to 12. Damn. We'll see. 4 or 5 first rounds, Curtis. My goodness. Are you a Texan fan? Are you a Texan fan?
All right. I don't think he's going to be there. And so if they say at 12, I'm going with Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson.
Not because he's an Eden Prairie kid, but
defensive end.
Speed rush. He can power rush, right? They can
tried to get receiver Jamison Williams of Alabama in for a visit, but the scheduling didn't work out. While defense is more likely tonight.
That's the wide receiver that we wanted, Williams.
Garrett Wilson of Ohio.
So we want him and Justin. Let's see what's on K-Fan. Okay, more commercials there. So we'll go to.
Would he go higher? I think he's an impact player. I think he could bring an energy to this.
Trent McDuffie, cornerback. So Trent McDuffie, he's a third cornerback, but I'm saying he's a little short. Small fingers or something. I don't know. Some stuff they're talking about him. So that's it. That's all we're getting of the Vikings Fox 9. Okay, so we'll have to switch. We'll have to switch channels there. Wait, thanks for watching. Okay, so then we're going to flip over to a different live show. Score North. Purple Daily.
And so, like, you did spend the free agency.
I follow these guys a lot.
Focusing on that side of the ball. It should be improved. The change to a 3-4 base.
Okay, cool. So we have K-Fan on the left.
There should be less pressure on the corners.
Purple Daily Score North on the right.
We have no
On the
idea.
bottom, we
He
have the
might be good.
draft. That'll
He
start soon.
basically went from playing as a rookie
Hey,
to
Isaac,
being
what's good?
inactive for
I've been
game
doing
one.
just fine,
Mike
bud.
was
Thanks for
mad.
asking. How are
So
you?
there's just a
NFL
lot of
draft day.
variables here, but I really
So 2 in the first round,
believe the eggs
3
are
and
the basket
13.
up.
Really?
This offense can
So they
flat
pick
out
right
outscore
after us.
teams. How
But
do
pick
you
3
get
is huge. Holy
You guys wanna
crap.
give
That's
some
awesome.
stuff away here?
Let's do it.
All right,
Texans
we're gonna
fan,
give
rough
some
time,
stuff away
don't
here.
grind.
You guys have
no.
signed up to win things. You
These
have come
guys are-
here to win
these guys are
prizes,
loud.
and we have prizes to give away. All right, let's start with the. This is the Score North swag pack here. Okay, so the Score North swag pack it's a stocking. It's a Score North stocking cap, a trucker hat, and I think a big steamy hug from Judd Zolgad.
Yeah, Judd is
the.
Ike, what's up, dude? Ike's in here. And let's see. This working? This one's not. Okay, Ike's in here. I see you guys. I see you. Ike. So if any Vikings fans are in there, that'd be amazing. So we can talk Vikings because Skull Vikes right here. Skull Vikes. Started 9 to 5. S9 haven't been much lately. Okay. S9, is it your phone? Because I have an S9 Plus. Guess 9 to 5 job. Is that Monday through Friday? What's your schedule? Yeah, I can't wait for fantasy football. I'm going to go hard this season. It's going to be my first one. Ooh, Isaac. Fantasy football time. Cool, man. I've never gotten to fantasy football because I'm a one team guy. I love the Vikings. They're a home team. And that's just my jam, you know. K-Fan's back up. Let me know if it's too loud. I'll turn it down a little bit. But yeah, super excited for the Vikes this year. They got new coaching,
Henderson to my right from the Vikings Entertainment Network.
new GM,
Also,
all
a
that.
former slot machine star for Liberty
Oh, who's that down
University.
there?
That's a Division I
Aiden
school that
Hutchinson.
dominates Coastal Carolina. Ben
I was talking about the girl.
decade, in the
Who's this
National
dude?
Football League, including his best year
Trayvon
with the
Walker.
Vikings.
He's number 1, right? He's the first pick.
GuillotineLeague.com.
He's number 1.
Jacksonville Jaguars have the first pick. That's coming up within the next 10 minutes. It's
Who's this
widely
guy? Kenny
anticipated
Puckett.
Georgia defensive lineman
So that's the number
Trayvon
one. That's the number 1
Walker
quarterback. You guys
selection
can't see that,
for
can
the
you?
Jacksonville
I'm trying to fade it.
Jaguars. Ben, let's
I'm trying to
begin
fade
with
it
you. If
so it
is
doesn't get
Walker
copyrighted.
And it's not Aiden Hutchinson or
Is the draft starting?
offensive
Here we go.
lineman to protect their bluest of blue chips.
Established stars play Vegas, but tonight stars are establishing themselves. As
Draft has started, guys.
trying to hit the jackpot.
They're in Las Vegas.
2022 NFL
Las
Draft
Vegas. Let me make sure this is full screen here. So,
And what a scene we have here.
you guys hear it okay?
In Las Vegas, glad to have you with us. Reese Davis alongside a couple of guys you know what it's like to have their names called on draft night. Desmond Howard, Jesse Palmer, and
Who's in here? Who's in here?
NFL draft
Monday through Friday. What's up, Carlos? You gonna make a video on the new Sony projectors? Carlos, I wish I can get the Sony projector. I probably won't have it in the RAFCAVE, but if I have enough people that just want to talk about it, I mean, I can definitely talk about it. Look at it, see the specs. Be fun. You like the layout? Sounds fine. Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Everybody smash the like. I hope this works out. We'll see how fast it gets copyrighted or blocked or pulled from YouTube. But I think the top two videos are okay for YouTube. I think it's just the bottom one I got to be careful on. This is the official ESPN draft, so I'm trying to fade it a little bit, so it kind of blends into the background a little bit. So, but as long as you guys can hear it. The draft, Las Vegas 2022. So, number 1, of course, Vikings want Sauce Gardner. Not going to get him. He's going to go like number 2, 4, or 5. Number 2, we want Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback. Number 2 on the Vikings. He'll probably be gone. Ice Cube. Number 3, I think will be a Jameis Winston. Jameis Williams. I think that's a wide receiver. And then number 4 would be a safety. That number 1 safety. So I think that's actually a defensive lineman would be really good too. There's some big dude. So there's basically five 5 options for the Vikes, which is good. So we'll see how it falls. I gotta switch it up a little there.
And thinks it would be a mistake if well, I can't speak for him because I didn't talk to him, but you know, having
so the guy that's talking here on the right with the gray hair, that's Paul Allen. He's the voice play-by-play for the Vikings when they play on Sundays on the radio. He's like the voice.
I think that
This guy Ben Lieber, he used to play for the Vikings. He was a linebacker. Now he's just an analyst dude.
I think again you're gonna overlook this situation and
Good player. The guys on the right, Purple Daily, Score North. These guys are funny. Talk about beer, and they don't fluff it up. They talk for real, like how they're feeling about the team, which is great. They're not talking fluff. Let's listen to them a little bit.
I don't have many heroes, but Ben's one of my heroes. This is the guy before I die, man.
Yeah, throw those on. Yeah.
How you doing? Hey guys, how are you?
That's awesome.
Gilbert, hey. What channel is the draft on? It's ESPN or NFL Network.
Smith. He's the head brewer at
But for me, it's local channel 5. It's probably on your local channels.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, before we hear about how you concocted this glorious,
Lower or mute the ESPN volume 1
beer extravaganza,
intermittently. Ike, okay.
I just hope we get the
Yeah, good idea. I shouldn't keep it on full.
I've lived here my whole life.
Mute it a little bit.
I'm still a Vikings fan, so you know how I feel.
It's very masochistic.
Yes.
You just keep
Honestly,
going
I'll
back
probably
to the
just
pain.
Yes, man.
I'll probably just unmute it when the Vikings are up.
I would love that.
We all have something in common.
Just one would be fine.
Have the Vikings ever made you cry?
Yes.
What was the first time they
Jameis Winston?
98?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston.
Who cried in
Quarterback.
1998?
Buccaneers? Not anymore. Saints? He's on the
3
Saints.
people just jumped off the balcony when I said that, actually. It's crazy.
I can't do
Just
it
swan dive, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was like 12 years old. I just
Appreciate
went upstairs and cried
Easy
for 2 hours.
HT Tech for being here. He is my VIP member. Love to see the badge in the chat.
It was pretty bad.
Thank you, thank you.
Rough time to be a kid and a Vikings fan.
Easy, you have the
So what
projector
went
on with the
into-
draft
so this is-
tonight?
This is one night only, tap room only here, but this is called the Before I Die Pale.
Yes.
Because we want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
Exactly.
So it's a juicy pale ale.
Talking about the
Number
beer
one,
they
I
made
wanna
just for this
drink
event.
From the Lions
more
and
than
some other
just a
people.
couple.
Now, for
Lower,
fear, one of our bosses with the Vikings Radio Network and elite draft analyst Greg Swedberg will start
Nice.
texting feverishly.
Durlex, live in North Dakota, and it's hard to be a Vikes fan.
From 12 to a high teen.
Yeah, feeling, man. It's all good, though.
Assets.
Win or
If that
lose,
is the
diehard
choice
Vikes.
or the preference of the Vikings charge. What do you think?
I would love it. There are so many good players in this draft that you can get in the 17, 18, 20, 22 range.
Let's see.
That would be fantastic.
Just hang on, man. This year's going to be big.
Realize is everybody's trying
Durlex,
to trade down.
huge,
This is a
huge
deep,
year.
Deep, deep draft of similarly tiered players. So all the teams are trying to trade down. You're not going to see the same haul that teams
Aints,
used to
not
get
Saints. I like
by
that.
dropping down
The
5, 6,
Aints.
7 places and would sometimes net you up
There's
to a
Vegas.
first rounder or even a second rounder. It's going to be, you're going to get less this year for moving down than what we've seen in the past.
And trading back to a mass picks, Ben. What do you think?
I think it makes sense. I think I put it like 60% that we try to trade down.
Make
Now,
sure my-
where do we go? I don't know. I mean, I think
There it
we've
is.
all talked about for weeks now.
Durlex.
The Pittsburgh Steelers at 20 being
So to
the
make
most
sure that
logical. I don't
chat
think you want to trade within the
works
conference. I don't think you want to do a deal with the
right
Packers or the
about
Saints. So I
there
think that
and lower.
the Steelers, if they're willing to move up to get a quarterback or whoever,
He's at
they
the
want,
podium.
then
There he
that would
is.
Be a logical trade partner, but I think everybody's kind of eyeing.
Welcome to the 22 NFL Draft.
Oh, that's the Raiders QB. And is that the rapper?
I brought some friends here with me that you might recognize. Raiders Hall of Famer and Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, not a rapper in the middle.
Allen.
Marcus Allen. Yeah, Derek Carr and Darren Waller. Current Raiders tight end.
And current Raiders Pro Bowlers Derek Carr and Darren Waller.
Intermediate mute.
And we have 32
Man, Commissioner's short. He's a little guy.
of some of our season ticket holders. We're proud to have all
Is that JJ?
around the stage. Thank you.
No, that's not JJ. Oh, that's is that our tight end? Irv Smith Jr.? I think it is.
Already well over 100,000 people here in Las Vegas tonight for the draft. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you for being here.
Hey, that's Ice Cube. Ice Cube down there at the Raiders.
I see the Raider fans right here in front of me, the Raiders Nation.
All black and silver. Where the purple at? I want to see purple.
Someone special right down here. Ice Cube. Cube, come on up here, baby. Come on. Come on.
Cube, come up here, baby. Cube.
Everybody. Ice Cube.
He's great in Friday. They actually might make another one. What's up, baby?
You got something to say to the Raiders fans and all the other fans? What's up, Las Vegas?
Holy cow, don't scream too much.
Let's get this party started right. If y'all ready for this draft, let me hear you.
Yeah, I know,
say,
right?
Yeah.
Holy cow, Ice Cube needs to not shout at the mic because they're totally like blowing out the gain there.
We're about to do this. Raider Nation, I love you. NFL, I love you.
No. Vikings, skull, Vikings.
From the homeboy Derek Carr. Come on up, man.
Mr. Newly acquired contract Derek Carr. Boo. Just because it's in your hometown, of course you got to do all that.
Some young men's dreams are going to be fulfilled this weekend. It's just the beginning. So let's make some noise for these young guys and these teams. Welcome to our great city of Las Vegas.
Yep, I'm doing that. Well, let's kick it off. 2022 draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock again with the first pick.
The 2022 NFL draft is now officially open.
Open. Well, the commission's not getting too many boos.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock.
Again.
Young player. Are there things you can learn with your year away from the game?
Most definitely, I'd say.
Okay, he was hurt last year, so he's gonna make a comeback this year.
Throwing that vibe out there for me personally. What do you guys think is gonna happen?
I'm going with they trade back.
Trade back. We're gonna trade back. Oh.
They're at 12, but so far they've done everything to address the now, and the future's still important.
That dude with the pitcher of beer just chugging it.
And if they do,
You gotta get a refill there, man. No.
I hope they get a 2023 first. I want the collateral to get a quarterback.
What's in that box right there?
You re-sign Jefferson, who we all love. He's a great player.
Yep, signed Jefferson, of course. Yep.
Vegas, called Mystica, has put the top 3 selections inside the box. He did it on College Game Day on ESPN earlier today. And for safekeeping, the surest hands on this set belong to Desmond Howard. So he gave the key to Desmond. Desmond, you have the key put away? I have the key tucked away in my
Wait, the first 3 picks of the draft are in that box?
amazing that
Adam Thielen's aging out. You want to have 5 years of a rookie scale contract on a wide receiver? I hear it.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Who's the guy in the top left with the twist? That's our stud tight end, Irv Smith Jr. He's our #1 tight end, but unfortunately he was hurt last year, so he couldn't play all season.
They have to load the boxes with Dalvin.
So this is our guy. So I hope he has a chip on his shoulder, wants to prove everyone that he's the guy in the tight end position, and I hope he just blows it up because he's a weapon.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be.
The Jaguars are picking in 8 minutes. Gabe, you're next. Go ahead.
So my last question is, I know we talked earlier about, the tight end system that Kevin O'Connell likes to use. Of course, when he was in Washington, he had a tight end named Jordan Reed.
Oh, yeah.
If he didn't have those injuries, those concussions, he would have been balling out right now. I know that's a guy that you...
Yeah, injuries is the worst, man.
Out of your game after him, but you watched him closely, and you watch how Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, Brian...
But their families, teammates, coaches along the way.
Who's going to give the commissioner the biggest hug, or who's going to jump in the commissioner's arms?
Document that for you. We will certainly talk about the X's and the O's in this games, but really the feeling of it, the drama that unfolds over the course of the night. And Desmond, you didn't have to wait. Trophy. Yes. But what was that like, the moment when your name was called in the NFL draft?
It was such a special moment because I was at home in Cleveland, so I was surrounded by family, friends. My parents were right.
Like a lot of that purple blood.
I am an emotionless
Well,
zombie.
It's real. Like it's realistic.
There's some outlets in this town that perpetuate it, and then you're like, but I'm dead inside. I can't do that
DG,
anymore.
what up,
I
brother?
appreciate the fact that you listen.
You know what?
Ready to add a new member of the Purple Gang tonight? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. I got 5 players that I'll be happy with, whoever they get. That's pretty damn good. So either one of these 5 players, I'm good with it. 4 defense and 1 offense.
You're criticizing so-and-so.
We'll see how the players fall.
You want your team to win and be better.
It'd be nice if the 2 cornerbacks are available. One of the cornerbacks are available at 12. I don't think they will be, so we got contingency plan, or hey, they might trade back. Never know. How about you, DG? What up? What do you want happen? Aiden Hutchinson, Michigan defensive end. Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, we love this long, physical cornerback, punch you in the mouth kind of guy. And what did he proceed to do? I said, you know, this is going to be great.
Is that the war room of the Jaguars? Isn't that nice to get the #1 pick last year, the #1 pick this year? My goodness. Who's the owner? The guy with the stash right there?
I mean, this group from top to bottom, the first overall pick, Trayvon Walker from Georgia, he's a defensive end and edge rusher with unbelievable traits.
It's crazy how long they're taking it. It's a #1 pick, so obviously it's going to be the best player in the draft. So hurry up and pick him. What are you waiting for? Do you think people are actually wanting to give you trade picks to go to #1? Evan Neal, Alabama offensive tackle. Yeah, we could definitely use an offensive player, but not in the first round for us.
That's Garrett Wilson from Ohio State, or his teammate Chris Olave, Jamison Williams, Alabama, or Drake London.
Drake London. Quarterback, yeah, Pickett. He's #2. Yeah, he's got a crew behind him. Damn.
Some believe the most NFL ready among the quarterbacks in this class after he was the a splendid senior season.
Yeah, they're all about the beer. They actually made a beer special for tonight called Before I Die Brew. Because that's the slogan of the Purple Daily Channel, is just win a Super Bowl before we die. So now they made a special beer for this event. So everybody's drinking. Is that RG3? RG3. There was a time that the Vikings were going to pick him, but they blew it by winning one of the last games of the season, so they dropped out of the pick. All right, Jaguars pick is in. Oh, is his phone ringing? That guy right there is supposed to be #1 pick. Trayvon Walker. He's not on the phone right now, though. It's weird. It's weird. What?
He was graded as the worst cornerback in the NFL last year, by the way. It was really bad.
He's looking around. Anybody phone ring for me?
That we are being projected to. He looks a little different. He's bigger. He's stockier. I like his quick twitch ability.
Be the #1 overall pick, but Trayvon Walker has the 40. He's got the weight, and he's got potential through the wazoo. He's got to untap it.
And he's got the discipline you want in a guy picked in that position. Comes from a military family, Reese. Great parents growing up, and maybe soon to be the #1 pick.
Perhaps, Sam, the crowd here starting to sing a little Sweet Caroline.
What's going on?
Just getting started here in Las Vegas. You know,
Oh, jeez. It's funny.
Gabe, yeah, appreciate your help. Enjoy the draft, man. Stop by anytime. Gabe Henderson, Vikings.com.
He's leaving?
And the
Where you going?
Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.
Where you
along
going?
With, the
You don't
Vikings
leave?
Entertainment Network. So we are less than eagerly awaiting the first overall selection in the draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars. The pick is in. It should be Walker from Georgia.
Yeah, it should be Trayvon Walker.
So steamy.
Before I die.
All over the place.
It works.
It all flipped so fast.
Just before I die, I want to see the Vikings win a Super Bowl.
Up to the draft where it was all Aiden Hutchinson, and then 3-4 days
Man, look at that
ago,
crowd in Vegas. Dang.
Universally flipped to Trayvon Walker. Maybe the Jags, maybe the Jags are just trying to build up.
All right, is he going up to Reed? There we go. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I just made it in time to hear the ding. With the first pick of 2022 NFL Draft, select Trayvon Walker. Obviously, no surprise. Did you say linebacker? He's a defensive end. There's the phone in his hand. Yeah, now it's just done. Because you know what's going to happen for weeks and weeks and weeks But now he's like, yeah, it's finally official. Now I can smile, and now I can tell everybody that they wanted me from months back that I was going to be their pick. There it is. The relief.
This guy, who wasn't even first or second team All-SEC this past year, but he had
Trayvon Walker. Defensive monster, right? There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay.
In the same house my whole life, so it's very structured. My dad was in the Middle East. He served in Operation Desert Storm. Being a Marine, he used to
I almost served in Operation Desert Storm.
clean up, and I used to always
Yep.
try to sneak out and go play.
I was in boot camp right just in the tail end of Desert Storm.
And by the time,
Yeah.
The DX chop. The DX chop.
Oh boy, you got Declan and a Phil. All
And if you're not done with that, sir, we've got
Two words for you. Suck
That's
it.
right.
Nobody? Anybody watch wrestling?
Draft pick.
Yeah, draft.
Draft pick.
All right, so now the Detroit Lions are on the clock, and I think at
When the
this
pick
point,
is in, that was fast.
Aiden
Cool.
Hutchinson seems like the logical pick to the Detroit
And you
Lions.
know who can screw anything up?
Aiden
ladies and
Hutchinson.
gentlemen?
Another
Detroit
defensive.
Lions, yes.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for the Lions.
Okay, what's the craziest thing that can happen right now?
Well,
Malik Willis. number
Sauce
2.
and Stingley is ideal, but you know, wouldn't mind Hamilton Davis.
Malik Willis.
Oh my gosh.
There is a fighting chance.
Karlaftis?
And by
Karlaftis?
the way, if
I'm not
it's
familiar
right,
with him.
and if it's wrong, it'll put him back for another 10
Hamilton, the safety.
Dan Campbell.
Davis,
Dan Campbell
defensive
needs some
line. Yep.
potatoes here, right?
Sauce Stingley.
I know,
What
but
about
this
the
is
wide
Malik
receiver?
Willis to me is the most interesting player in
Williams.
the draft because you don't know what the upside is, and are you really going to just allow
Walker.
back to free fall? I always go back to.
Let's see what they're talking about.
Football field, and he plays angry. Now the traits. That's why Trent Baalke, the general manager for the
Okay, he's just rushing in. What is he doing? Okay, cool.
Guess my question is this. There
Who
were a
is
lot
your
of questions
favorite
marks.
Viking
Didn't
draft
know if
pick
he
of
was
all
good.
time?
Do you allow Malik Willis
Looks like Randy Moss, yeah.
like to 32?
Adrian Peterson's got 8%.
Yeah. Well, Lamar Jackson fell to 32 in a year in which, by the way, the Vikings needed a quarterback.
Okay, can I just say?
Well, the Lions pick is in.
Good for the Lions to not they've known their number 2.
You know why?
For months.
You know why?
That's what I'm saying. Like
So most teams view the
team
so they
1,
get 10
2, and
minutes on the
3
clock,
should
right?
know exactly
And
what.
most teams view the 10 minutes on the clock as this is great publicity. The nation's going to be talking about us for 10 minutes. If you're the Lions, let's just get the pick in. Talk about us for 2 minutes, and we'll just
Yeah,
get
we
the
don't
pick
talk
in, and
about the
we'll move on to
Lions
the
that
next
much.
team. We don't need the nation talking about
Moss
us for 10
is true, yep. AP is a beast, of course. Love it.
Okay,
Love
if you
watching
think
AP
Tyler
run
Ruff is a
all
Vikings
day.
fan. Oh God, no. The Lions have not won a playoff game since 1991.
I was born in 92.
So you've
Born
never
in
seen the Lions
92?
win a
Are you
playoff
kidding me?
I'm 30 in December.
Good God, man. That's a young buck right there. I cannot believe we lost to the Lions. It's
Was
just
that
so
the game when the
sad.
Vikings beat the Lions at home? Was that the weird Kirk Cousins?
In the 2022 NFL Draft,
The Detroit Lions.
Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan.
Ah, there he's going to the Lions. Very nice to have that guy, but oh well.
Hutchinson is dead. Chris. Mom Melissa there.
I don't know about that.
Yes. I had to write this down last year that went wrong against the Lions. I said they'd go 0-6 in the division, and the
Aiden
Vikings
Hutchinson.
kinda screwed that one for me, so.
Is this guy any good?
I think they might be good next year. I don't know. But so I'm wondering if Surly
Heisman Trophy first place votes.
for the next time there's a 41 donut, and they make a
Look at the long stroll. Grab your hat. Look at yourself in the mirror. All right, and go.
By the way, Aiden Hutchinson is the pick to the Detroit Lions.
My real question, so like I'm a nurse and I collaborate with people.
You see, if you look at the mitten, and that's how Michigan is shaped, it was right in that.
The big old hug of the commish.
Bear hug for the commissioner, Roger Goodell, as
Detroit Lions. So we'll see this guy twice a year. Hutchinson, eh?
the draft and said his family would be overjoyed if he stayed close to home. I imagine that's the case, is it not, Laura?
2 picks down, 10 to go, exactly.
Emotions like right now, your son is coming home.
We are so overwhelmed. We
I mean, all of us, we were just sitting there with bated breath.
Yeah, I know, DG, of course. Randy Moss getting cut from Brad Childress and Adrian Peterson with his personal child issues. I don't even think he's on a team.
Entire playing career.
AP, I don't think he's on a team. I don't think no one will pick him up unless someone gets hurt.
The whole family. We've been there. We do everything as a whole family, and so this is, you know, you raise a kid around.
Curtis, your team's on the clock. Let's go. Right, DG? Stinking kitties.
Laura, thank you very much.
What do you expect? They're always terrible every year, so they always get great picks. Yeah. We'll see you twice a year, but you're not going to beat our lineman. He'll have to go against Christian Darrisaw or Ryan O'Neal. Yeah, good luck there. You're not going to get by our guys. Nope. Oh, so Brian O'Neal will take you out. Hey, what the hell was that? You gonna block him? Oh man, you're terrible, 69. Are you serious? He's got a bum arm anyway. Oh my gosh, really? Okay. That's some terrible offensive linemen for you, man.
You know, to this point.
Let me see what the Vikes talking about here.
Minutes, which is ridiculous, and maybe that's why they're the Jaguars. The Lions, I mean, it took them 45 seconds to select Aiden Hutchinson, who we will see twice, obviously. Edge guy from Ann Arbor and the University of Michigan.
Pick is in, Curtis. That's right.
Aiden Hutchinson, what do you think of him, and what did the Lions get?
Well, they got an energetic player. They got a leader. They got a guy who, perfects his trade. I mean, he's technically very, very sound. So they're going to get a very NFL-ready outside linebacker / defensive end. What is the question, though, is for him to go number 2 overall, what is his upside, right? I mean, how good can he possibly be? A lot of scouts
14 sacks,
think that he's already
15 tackles for loss.
He's going to be, but they're still
got Moss jersey, Randall.
Went to Michigan.
Nice jerseys there.
Them, it all kind of,
Yo, Thunder, thanks for stopping the Dracula vampire game. I saw you playing. Thanks for stopping by. Hawk, how excited are you for your team, the 49ers? When do you guys pick? Like 27 or something? 28?
Offensive line, protect your investment. This is such an unpredictable draft.
What's going on with Debo?
In that respect,
that's not resolved yet either. Damn.
Is there anything better than picking right?
Thanks for stopping by, Hawk. Good to see that VIP badge next to your name. Second VIP member in the house.
The Lions cashing in this year for sure. Aiden Hutchinson's a special player, scheme-proof. He's great against the run, great against the pass, a tremendous power, great motor, never takes plays off, and a finisher. Both at the line of scrimmage.
Some good descriptions for a DN. That's pretty cool. No first round pick. Oh, that sucks. Gut wrenching, man. Oh, look at this. All right, so we got the quad cam down there. Derek Stingley Jr. We'll see if he falls to the Vikes, but I doubt it.
In his professional career, and he's on the screen here at US Bank Stadium, along with Kevin O'Connell, the new head coach.
All right, pick is in.
What is the hottest Vikings take you have?
Huh?
Take a minimal contract and just live with what I got for a year or two.
You're getting a standing ovation for that take.
If we absolutely suck.
Oh, there's some booing. There's some booing.
Let's hear it for all right, if we have
Technical difficulties up there. All right, Texans picked. There we go, Curtis.
In the 2022 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Derek Stingley.
No, my God!
Defensive back, LSU.
Damn, you took him. Oh, the Vikings wanted him. Damn, Curtis, you got him. He beat out Sauce Gardner? Wow. Damn. Everyone said he was going to be a Viking. Dang.
Absolutely the guy the Jags have taken. Everybody knew the Lions would take Aiden Hutchinson, a generational type talent.
There you go, Curtis. You got him.
Week and a half, Derek Stingley Jr., that 4.3 at his pro day, is the Minnesota Vikings defensive backs coach, Durante Jones. He coached.
You're going to want to see this one.
Okay, the Houston Texans.
Ladies and gentlemen,
one of the most
They took
incompetent,
Stingley.
weirdest franchises.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Texans.
Derek Stingley. Derek.
Holy F-bomb.
Wow. Derek Stingley Jr. is off the board.
That's what a pro
We were looking at that guy there, Derek Stingley, the guy that was picked by the Texans.
That's all I
All right, hey, do you want a T-shirt?
Sure, I'd love one.
What size are you?
I'll take a large.
I think this is a large. Yeah, this is a
Before
large.
the
There you
pro
go,
days
man.
happened and after the combine, you know, he was a guy that very much was slotted to the Vikings at 12. But it just goes to show you why pro days are important, especially for guys that are coming off of surgery and have a little bit of a red flag, a medical red flag. So he absolutely blew it up at his pro day. He jumps up the boards, and the thing I like about him is, yeah, he has all the athleticism that you're looking for, but you know, we're watching some of the highlights that they
Yeah,
have on
DG, it's
NFL
true.
Network, and
Can't pass on that, man.
puts himself in the right position. You can tell he's a smart football player. He
So then someone will get sauce, and then that eliminates QBs, cornerbacks for the Vikes. There's a third dude, McDuffie or something. I don't know.
He's not taking a lot of missteps because he doesn't know where the route's going to come from. He
Shit.
doesn't know where his help is. So you can tell he's got a high football.
Jets are
IQ
on the
that he's gonna
clock now.
translate really quickly in year one.
The other thing I love about him is just he makes the ball his. He's not knocking it down. He's not batting it away.
Sorry,
He,
if
you know, his
have
hands are.
Hamilton and a receiver rated equally. I think the Vikings, as they're currently constructed, take the receiver.
See, I disagree with Judd here. I actually think with Stingley coming off the board at 3, I think your run on corners starts now. I think the run on cornerbacks is going to start here pretty dang soon. So
You mean trade up?
Eliminate the Vikings from taking a cornerback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sauce Gardner will be gone by the time. If you can trade,
Jason Stormer.
if we can
Chris
trade,
Brown
I don't know who we can trade with.
Can somebody dial the wind down?
Yeah.
Hey, David, it's Surly. Can you dial the
Hey,
wind
Kirk,
down?
I know you work here. Can you turn the wind off?
For a little while was, does this mean that Sauce Gardner's going to drop into viability range for Minnesota? Maybe not all the way to 12, but within some range where you can go make a trade that doesn't materially hurt this team.
Oh man,
A guy
make a
who
trade.
would have no
Go get
chance to get to
Sauce.
Minnesota. So to me, that's the biggest.
All right,
surprise out
our
of this.
GM Quasi Adolfo Mensa's got to be calling teams right now. Who he can trade up with?
Cornerback's certainly a need for the Vikings. That's that puts Sauce potentially in play at 12.
Well, I want to ask you, Charge, now with the Jets, because they have the 10th pick as well. So they're going to be picking at 4, which is the next pick, and then soon afterwards.
Damn it, Jets! They got 2 picks before the Vikes.
Help, edge rushing help. Where do you think they go right now with the 4th pick, knowing they can probably go get the same, you know, another impact player at 10?
Right. I had them taking Stingley. So, you know, I had them going cornerback.
So you think
my
Sauce
worry is Sauce is going to go right here.
Yeah.
And if he
Oh
doesn't go here,
God,
he
he'll
goes to the
definitely
Jets
go
at 10.
there.
But maybe the Vikings
There's no
can get
way.
up to 9
If they
with
took
Seattle,
Stingley already,
and
the
then
number
maybe
2 slated
maybe
cornerback,
taking away from the
Jets are
and
taking
decide
number
maybe go
1.
a different direction here.
I'll be very surprised if they don't pick Sauce Gardner.
The Jets going tackle, but they've got 2 first-round picks on their offensive line the last 2 years, and I don't know if they're going to go right back to offensive line again. So if I were to ever put a name to this pick,
Yeah, right. Nice. Should not nice for us.
Well, and for you, Paul, the other thing, how this affects the Vikings is you look at the next kind of the best players on the board, so to speak. You've had 3 defenders go already. You have 3 really pretty good offensive tackles that are sitting there. And there are a lot of teams that need offensive tackles. So this is where the wheeling and dealing and those kinds of things can start. And you mentioned there are 8 teams in this draft that have 2 picks in the first round. That means there are 8 teams that do not have a first-round pick. And so the longer that Evan Neal and Ekwonu and Cross and those guys, I think, stay on the board.
Yeah, these guys are everything behind the
I think you're
scenes
gonna
is
see
happening
some of
over
these
here.
other-
These guys are killing it. Awesome. So, all right, let's get to it here. The Jets are on the clock at number 4.
Pick is in.
Derek Stingley is off the board with the number 3 overall pick. And that was predicted by Todd McShay. Todd McShay.
Not too many. Not too many mock
game right now, everybody.
mock drafts.
Okay, so
Show
nobody's
Stingley going
sitting next to
before
Todd McShay
Sauce.
in the dugout. He's pitching a perfect
know
game
what?
through 3 picks.
They're going to call Kuiper at home and be
Yeah,
like, hey, Mel, why don't you
Thunder,
stay home?
because they have
Mel
two
Kiper
picks in the
is off
first
ball
round and a lot
He's
of
not
cap
Vegas,
space too
and he's whiffed early on here.
for the Jets. So man, damn.
So the Jets are another.
Maybe your Niners will pick
on
on maybe 10th.
But I think the most common thing we've seen is offensive tackle. The pick is in for the Jets here. Is it Sauce?
It's got to be Sauce.
Okay.
I'm not going to ruin it.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
be
not looking at spoilers
surprised.
Here, okay?
Yeah.
I love this pace. This pace is great.
Yeah, well, I think but if you're the Lions and you're the Texans and the Jets, you don't want these people talking about you for 10 minutes on national TV.
The
Just get to the pick, man.
road games will be against New Orleans in London, and so that certainly beats having to go to.
Is that confirmed?
Mercedes-Benz Superdome and try to beat a team.
Is that confirmed? The Vikings are playing the Saints in Europe.
Pick 16 and 19. Can you imagine doing a draft party in New York City or New Jersey when the two football teams there have 40% of the top 10 picks? I mean, if you're working at a radio station and you can't sell that draft party, you're looking for work in Greenwich Village, like with a cup out or something the next day. The Jets 4 and 10, the Giants 5 and 7, and we play the
Let's see who the pick
this
is.
year too.
Pick is in.
All defensive
So
players. First time that's
New York
happened since
Jets.
1992, and in that draft, the Colts took 2 of those picks. Now the Jets have the first of 2 picks in the top 10 of this NFL draft. This one 4th overall.
Sauce Gardner.
The Jets have plenty of needs as they finished in last.
Damn, that would just totally change the Vikings' trajectory for pick.
Years. Let's see what decision the Jets have made.
With the 4th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Sauce Gardner, defensive back, Cincinnati.
Obviously, how do you pass that up? Damn.
Sauce Gardner, lightly recruited coming out.
Ugh.
Somewhere here at the draft party, there was a silent yes, because I think I saw Cam Dantzler, who's a corner for the Minnesota Vikings. I always felt that's weird when I see players here and the Vikings.
You're like, I don't want no competition.
Somebody in the first round who plays their position. I'm a Cam guy, okay, and I think he has a big shot to win a starting job
or wide receiver
next year. But more on that coming up later. We are 4 picks through the 2020
And Kwesi
NFL
is
draft
going to be
from
very
US Bank Stadium.
intentional
This is
about
the Miller Lite
collaborating on the
Vikings
best
draft
possible
party.
pick.
Those of you here,
we don't need that.
Yeah.
All right.
Sauce Gardner.
I know who it is.
All right, just say who it is.
It's Sauce. Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner, number 4. So 2 cornerbacks off the board. All right, let's keep it moving here on Vikings Vent Line. We've got the most amazing outfit with Helga. We've got Helga horns and hair, and Zuba's here. What's your name? When did you become a Vikings fan?
I'm Zach. I've been a
Yeah, that's a big ouch, Curtis. So that changes things for the Vikings. I mean, you can go wide receiver, you can go defensive line, we could trade back.
First regular season Vikings game I ever saw live.
No kidding.
No kidding.
They thought he came off the sideline.
Jeez.
Quad Reves kicked 5 field goals to win the game.
Amazing.
Yep. Quad was just a stud.
He was a stud on Tecmo's Super Bowl, too, the first football video game.
Automatic.
He wasn't he with Miami on the first one?
It's amazing how fast they get their last names on jerseys. I think they do have a press in the backstage ready to put the name to any jersey and hand it to him and put it on.
Oh yeah.
He get flustered.
Funny thing, he had the only touchdown.
Freak has the Mystical, which is a great show here playing at Hollywood.
Is that Chris Angel? I like Chris Angel. He's a good magician, illusionist. What is in there?
Some sort of ice. All right, what's your take on Vikings life here?
You know, I think the Stingley and Sauce going before the Vikings doesn't surprise me at all.
I know, we should have expected it.
And I actually think there's even a chance that McDuffie goes before 12. Wow. I think if
They're going to open the box. He's going to open the box.
He will be, but I think there's a chance he goes before. It's hard to pass him up because I've heard comparisons to Antoine Winfield, of course.
I want you to see I have a jar that contains an envelope that's sealed, and I want to unscrew it. Desmond, I'm going to ask you to reach inside and remove this and make sure it's sealed. Is it sealed?
It's still sealed, yes.
Sealed. Okay, break the seal for the very first time. Go ahead.
Okay.
And nothing was prearranged, correct?
No, sir. No, sir.
Check it out. I had a premonition.
All right.
And as I said, I want to take Mel's position next year.
Yeah. Well, let's discuss that. I mean, it's too early here. Thank you.
Did he guess that?
Which
He,
wasn't as significant as number 3, right?
Right.
I predicted who?
Because even Ty knew number 1.
Pretty good, right? All right. That's one you can take, and maybe I got lucky. lucky or something, right?
Yeah. He was a betting favorite.
But how about gentleman number 2 right there?
Okay, since he went 1, Todd thought he would go 2, so that was
all right.
Yeah.
All right, how about
Mhm.
3? How about 3?
3 though. 3 was the wild card.
Yep.
Yeah. 3 was the wild card.
Derek Stingley.
They call me the mind freak with my show in Vegas.
Wow.
Right there.
So that was written before the draft started, sealed, and put in that box and hung above them until now. Pretty cool. I don't know. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Does it have any bearing on whether the Vikings trade out of the 12th pick?
Yes.
Okay, how?
Yeah,
We're 12, Hawk. We're 12. It's 5 right now, the Giants.
Was to try and get Stingley Jr.
Okay.
But he went, but they weren't going to
Really?
three.
Texans are pissed?
And so I think what we're
I mean, he did good on his pro day. I don't think there was an injury issue there.
in their heart atop their list.
Yeah.
And so those mocks weren't all wrong. But the fact that he skyrocketed up so high, I could see the Vikings now doing what we just talked about, which is, I mean, there has to be a plan here at quarterback. There has to be. Like, you have to work 2 more years. The voidable years kick in.
But you got to think, the Vikings, the draft board, the war table, is they have a plan. If Stingley Jr. and Gardner are gone, then their path changes. Kind of like the multiverse in Marvel. Move a stone, everything changes.
Yeah.
And to be clear here, to me, that would not be a Spielman faux pas. So like Rick was like, I'll trade my 3rd rounder for.
And we do need a cornerback because Aaron Rodgers throwing them long footballs.
Because Rick was trying to just.
All right, that was nice. I don't know what he did there, but.
This would be different than that.
Yeah. No, I think you're onto something.
Oh, he's rushing in, rushing in for a sack.
The way that people are consuming the draft on the YouTube channel right now and live here.
Oh, kind of handsy there. I don't know.
Who the Giants have picked already on
little
social
handsy.
media. You want to know? Should we tell you the picks even though NFL Network? You guys okay with that?
Do you care?
Does
I don't
anyone
care what the Giants pick.
disagree with us tipping the picks before they happen on TV here? You guys are good?
Aside from Roger Goodell, who just called me and said,
The Make-A-Wish. Sam is a 19-year-old heart transplant guy whose favorite team is the Giants. He will make the pick.
For the New York Giants pick, I'm joined by Sam Prince, a lifelong Giants fan and Make-A-Wish kid.
He's excited. Who the Giants want? Who do they need? I mean, their running backs always hurt.
Sam is post-heart transplant and feeling stronger than ever, as you can see. Tonight, his wish to announce the Giants' first pick comes true. We hope this wish will be a turn. Okay, Sam, it's time to get your wish true, baby.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell. With the 5th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end, Oregon.
The guy with the lion's hair. Well, I don't know if he was happy or sad there. Kayvon Thibodeau. Damn. Another guy that was supposed to go to the Vikes. Another option on the D-line. Thibodeau.
The first 4 picks going defense. It was the first time since 1991 when the first
Defensive end?
players selected were defenders. Now, the top 5 in this draft have all been defenders. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Back here, like Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, that's good news for the Vikings, Charge.
It is good news. We want as many quarterbacks taken before the Vikings picks. The Vikings are not going to go quarterback at 12. We want quarterbacks going on, offensive players in general going before the Vikings pick. Vikings were likely prioritizing defense, and we don't have a tackle off the board yet. But that could be a selection here potentially. If they do not go quarterback, it would make a ton of sense. They can get their favorite tackle off the board right now. That's
Man, that dude's got a motor. That's all right. Damn. Could have used that guy on our D-line. Shit.
There's no team more likely to trade down than Carolina. On the clock right
Carolina.
now. but without another selection until pick 137. This is a team that if
they're going quarterback.
Find a way to go down in this draft.
Here at US Bank
It's either quarterback or they trade out. But who do we want? That's so important. There's nobody that we want to trade up for. Nobody.
Receiver from Iowa, KJ Osborne.
That dude's excited.
7 yards of play last year, second worst in the NFL. And the Giants were very aware of what people were saying about Thibodeau as well. And so they leaked this story to other general managers in the league that it was.
All right, Panthers could trade out. An option if they want some more picks.
I almost burned my hand off, by the way, guys. There's a heater by me.
That suit, right, Curtis? Suit's looking good.
Wait, there's a heater by you?
Yeah.
Here, show it to the people.
They're I almost just burned my hand off.
What do you do? Burn his glove?
Right now, executive producers all over the world are burning their fingers up. That's why Declan needs you to send him more.
Declan here.
This is the devotion. Thanks, Jason. Jason Stormer.
Talking about burning the fingers. Okay.
And that was very noticeable, quick twitch guy. He's added some size, like you said, and I think last year was huge because when he got in there, he proved to himself that he can play at this level. And I think that there was a little bit of a tweener label to him when he was coming out of the draft.
Like what position? Doing everything to make sure I graduated college, got the best education I could, and now we're here. I made her proud. I graduated, and I just got selected by the Giants. Come on.
You're a man that likes the stage, likes a big show, big dreams. New York.
It's different. Now we're taking over the world.
Congratulations.
Outside guy or an edge guy, which maybe he wants to get a little thinner and cover a little bit more space. But the main thing that Donatell wants out of his outside linebackers is physical. They've got to be able to take a tight end and just stone them and set the edge.
Who are we going to get? Oh, man.
It crunches all those gaps in the middle. So when you're playing a gap and a half or two gap, and it crunches all that together and allows your linebackers a lot less room or a lot less ground to cover to get outside. So, that's, I look at what's going on in the draft.
So who are the teams here? Because this matters for the Vikings if they're looking to maybe trade back. The Panthers could use a quarterback. Who are the other teams you could see drafting quarterback? Now, did I see a report today that the Giants are officially out on the fifth-year option of Daniel Jones? I think I saw that today.
Yep. So they could do it. Pittsburgh could certainly try and get up from 20 at some point.
Yeah.
I've been thinking they might try and get up to 12. The Kansas City is 1,000% coming.
Yeah, that boy's excited. He's a true Giants fan.
Harebrained idea here. So I'm going to ask you some questions here. So who's the new Giants coach? Brian Daboll, right?
Daboll, Buffalo.
And who was his quarterback in Buffalo?
Josh
Allen, right? Like talented, mobile, but raw.
Yep.
Very similar.
Malik Willis.
Maybe the team does that,
makes
but
some sense
there are some
for the
special
Giants.
players, receivers that'll be there at 12.
If they're out
KJ
on
Osborne performed, I think, much better than maybe a lot of fans would necessarily think, and at really a historic level for Vikings receivers.
The Carolina Panthers, 2 minutes away from selecting.
Linderbaum.
After that, the New York Giants, then the Atlanta Falcons, Seattle Seahawks, the New York Jets with their second of two in the top 10. Washington right in front of us. Minnesota Vikings select 12. Then tomorrow they currently have picks 46 and 77. Carolina's made a selection. We'll have that for you momentarily.
The pick is in. They're not trading.
Select 29th and 30th. Okay.
Center.
If they offer the Minnesota Vikings 29 and 30 for number 12, would you guys take it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In
So
a
would
second, I would take that.
Yeah, we're going to need a center since we're not going to renew
who would you?
his contract. So,
well, we definitely don't need receivers.
I'm just nervous. You know what I mean? You take Bradbury, first round pick, and he's kind of been a bum. Could they? Could they take another chance with a first round center?
Willikis, Amir Smith Marset, KJ Osborne, FM 100.3, KFAN, the Miller Lite Vikings Draft Party. Paul Charchian, GuillotineLeague.com.
No, there's a giant defensive lineman that I really want. Some Davis guy. I'd rather have a defense than an offensive lineman.
Well, they've kept the pick, so we know that, which surprised me a little bit. They'll go 100.
But it's definitely an option. I'll keep him in the back of my head. I would like a wide receiver, a stud wide receiver before a center. I would like a defensive lineman before
that are available here
a wide receiver.
The sixth pick, because in the minds of most, including me, they're not.
don't think we need that safety. There's that stud safety. I don't think we want to reach that high for a safety at 12.
I really believe that they'll want to put an end to all the problems they've had across their offensive line by taking their favorite offensive lineman. It could be any of a few different people. Evan Neal or Ike Ekwonu could be the selection here. Guys, I think that's where they'll end up going. So I don't think there's a quarterback that makes sense at 6.
Ben?
I only think that they go with Malik Willis because
Yeah.
Matt Rule wants to save his
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
And I think
DG.
he
Yeah,
buys
yeah.
himself some more job
Exactly.
security if
I'm excited, man. Just see what happens. You never know. The dominoes got to fall a certain way, and then
get out of trouble.
I think it should take the best player available
to be after this draft and
at
after the
12.
second wave of free agency. And you have a guy that if he continues, if he has a little bit of success and he develops in the year, I think he buys himself as a head coach another year where he can rely and be like, hey, we had an okay year, but we had a rookie quarterback. You know, come
Think
on,
so,
give
Hawk?
me a break.
Traded in the draft.
Where did he go to college?
Well, I mean, the Panthers need a quarterback.
I don't know.
Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh needs a quarterback.
The business school at the University of Pittsburgh named after him. So
Falcons need a quarterback, right?
Sitting there going, I want this guy, and if the owner just comes up and gives you
The Saints need a quarterback.
You're taking Pickett.
You're taking Pickett.
That's 4 teams that need a quarterback. Jimmy G probably.
I would hope that an owner would
Yeah,
let the
one of those 4 teams could go for him.
But in this case, it's just that's what I love about this draft this year. It's just so much.
Well, we
up in
almost
the
saw
air.
the whole thing with Miami and Ross and their owner wanting to get Tom Brady and all that, the Michigan stuff and Harbaugh. Like it very much is in play. These owners
Got a
could
guy.
very well happen. Yeah, they got a guy.
It's after reading about Ekwonu today and having just the people I respect the most tell me how really, really, really good he is. Hearing Ben talk about him and
Panthers
Evan
and the
Neal,
Giants are on the
and
clock.
just knowing the
So according to many of the mock drafts going in here, including Todd McShay's, the Giants were in the mix for an offensive tackle.
Panthers
at
pick is
5,
in.
and
Let's
then
go.
maybe
What's taking so
Sauce
damn
Gardner
long?
at
Damn.
7, and obviously they went with Kayvon Thibodeau at 5. So we'll see. Maybe this might be the running off.
Pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Ikem Ekwonu, tackle, North Carolina State.
First offensive lineman taken. Ekwonu.
Well, because we're through the first 6 picks at the Miller Lite Vikings draft party here at US Bank Stadium. We're down on the field. Trayvon Walker went first to Jacksonville.
That sounds like a fake name.
Defensive end went from Michigan, went to
Bill
Michigan, went to the Lions. Derek Stingley Jr., that fast corner from LSU, went to Houston.
Winston, hot garbage. Saints definitely in the QB house. Just saw John Lynch. Debo is not going anywhere.
And the Carolina Panthers.
Well, I mean, of course they control his contract, so of course they don't have to let him go. Of course. Debo did say it's not about the money, which is weird. Says not about the money.
And we will carry those for you, offer up some analysis when we return to US Bank Stadium and the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.
A little under 3 months, I think I made close to $4,000 doing it, and football season started, so I had to stop. My nickname growing up was Icky. When I first started playing tackle football in the 3rd.
Oh, he didn't pick up the commish? Should have picked him up.
He was doing it. Ever since then, it just stuck. Pancake.
Yeah.
So we're starting to get a picture of what might be available for the Vikings with the 12th pick here. And I think it's interesting. No quarterbacks. Like 6 was the first spot that a quarterback might make sense.
Yeah.
You're either hoping for a quarterback run so that more non-quarterbacks that the Vikings might want are available at 12, or you're hoping
somebody
for
pick a quarterback.
So that teams might get desperate and think they can trade up. Like the Saints, I could see a trade up from 19. I could see a trade up from 20 with the Steelers.
Right.
The suit games, Declan, are on fire here tonight. Icky Ekwonu,
man.
The suit game is on fire, right, Curtis?
Very tailored down to making sure that I'm not getting swallowed by a suit jacket. I always appreciate a really.
How do you have 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions the same season?
The fact that if Carolina potentially doesn't take a quarterback, or
whose team is that?
Quarterback needy teams here. When is the first quarterback that comes off the board? Like that, I know everyone wasn't buying the stock.
Hi, Suri. How are you, Suri? Thanks for stopping by.
The top 5 or even top 10.
Watching the draft, NFL draft. My team picks
not a great quarterback class.
in
Patrick Mahomes, you had Deshaun Watson.
five picks from now.
Shockingly, Mitchell Trubisky, who was the first quarterback off that class.
Are the Giants picking again?
What team is
Man, must be nice to have multiple picks in the first round.
Use some quarterback insurance.
Crazy,
You're a business owner
man.
out there looking for insurance. Let's talk about Federated for a second.
No, we don't talk about that.
Big men, 310 pounds that can run, that have that nastiness, that comes at a premium. You mentioned it, Reese, was the anchor leg in his 4x100 track team in high school. This guy can pull, he can run, and he likes to put people on the floor.
I tell you what, guys, he's the most dominant run blocking tackle in the country. 18 big-time run blocks, 7 more than the next closest Power 5 offensive lineman. He's the guy who says, I want to impose my will on the guy who's across from me.
I like that. He loves to hit people. But get out of my way.
Underrated having smarts. Football smarts and just overall intelligence for an offensive lineman. This guy passed up on 2 Ivy League scholarships, not just Ivy League, Harvard and Yale, to go play better football at NC
Winston.
State. You're getting the guy right away who's going to pick up your concepts and be ready to start.
You know, I think also he is the first ever tackle who
On the Purple Daily YouTube channel.
Who's gone now?
I'm tagging in next.
Mackey's out. Mackey's out.
So Carolina has selected.
No, Giants have selected.
So let's actually, as Phil goes and takes a bathroom break, let's run through some more folks here. So step up, tell us your name, how long you've been a Vikings pain you've actually been through by that association. Go ahead.
Oh, the Giants suits standing up.
Nope, pot 'em up.
Hold on.
Thank you. All right, now.
All right.
Perfect.
Check. Ready?
Okay, check.
Got it.
What's going on, gentlemen? It's good to be up here.
A trade?
Cody is my name.
Is this the first trade?
11th pick last year and selected
Giants,
their franchise
Bears trade.
of the future.
So the Bears move up.
The Giants wanted to send this pick
Oh, is this last year?
first rounder for next year in case Daniel Jones isn't the quarterback. They can package picks and move up.
Well, Kwanu's gone. You saw some of the fans are hoping that Evan Neal, the tackle from Alabama, will be the one. Let's see. Let's see what the.
Oh, man.
You see Tone there is
Must be nice. Multiple picks.
Roger Goodell, the commissioner, is
Urgh.
at the podium. Let's see what the Giants do. 7th overall.
With the 7th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Evan Neal, tackle,
Jeez.
Alabama.
Big Evan Neal was a second-team All-American semifinalist for the Outland Trophy. He played 3 different spots on the offense.
Big man. The big man are getting off the board. No quarterbacks taken. No.
Get a quality candidate within the.
No.
So that's a fun time for me.
So your point on Willis is an intriguing one because in one sense I agree with you, but here's where I don't think it works. You've got Cousins for 2 more years, and the advantage of drafting a quarterback is the rookie contract.
I agree with Chud
which
here.
you'd be burning 2 years of and get him to year 3. And don't forget, by the 5th year, it's a 5th-year option. It's cheap, but not as cheap.
Sure.
So I don't think they do it based on that. Like when they
Dude,
got back
6'7"?
Kirk, I think
Damn.
they eliminated a quarterback
6'7".
this year, but not for next year. if that
Right.
makes
But
sense.
once you
Jeez, man. Any Giants fans in the chat? No, Kiwis are not hot this year at all. They're not top 10 worthy. That's a big mofo right there, man.
Kid gloves for a year or 2 and see if they can maximize them. So my guess is they draft a quarterback
Jeez.
hopefully in the first round next year. And basically it's just going to be a foregone conclusion.
Falcons are up.
23 is it.
Could be a quarterback.
So that's why. All right.
Evan Neal is the next pick for the Giants. So we have started our run on offensive
All right,
lineman here,
good.
Zolgad. So we
Thank you,
guys.
going. Thank you very much. Thanks for not
Appreciate it.
swearing. All right, sir.
Next up.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Chad.
First round, that's
my
pick 10.
earliest Vikings
Washington,
memory is
then the
Darren
Minnesota Vikings with the 12th overall pick in the draft as of now. And it's pertinent following these Lions, Giants, and Jets picks because the Vikings play all of them next year. Obviously, the Lions twice. They took Aiden Hutchinson, the defensive end from Michigan. They have the 32nd overall pick in the draft and the 34th. So they have 3 within the first 34. The Vikings will be hosting the New York Jets when the schedule comes out in a couple of weeks. The Jets took Ahmad Sauce Gardner.
So we'll see Sauce,
The
huh?
Vikings will be hosting
Cool.
Connor Coughlin and the New York Giants at US Bank Stadium at some point this year. They have pass rusher Kayvon Thibodeau and now offensive lineman Evan Neal, who, Ben, I believe has position flexibility. He can be a tackle or a guard. Is that true? And where do you like him best?
I think he does have position flexibility. I see him more as a tackle right now.
That's interesting.
But
nice.
He has played kind of across the ball.
Big man doing.
So it was the right
doing the
pick.
jump.
There was a lot
What do you call that?
there
Split
was a
box
debate
jump.
between Ekwonu and Neal about who was going to be the first tackle taken or offensive lineman taken. I know at the combine, a lot of people were saying Ekwonu is the number one guy. Don't get enamored by Evan Neal in his jersey and the fact that he plays at Alabama. You look at the tape, and Ekwonu should be the first guy taken, and everything's sort of falling in place. I mean, Charge and I were talking during the commercial break. It's
and I'm just blessed to be here.
Not as unpredictable as maybe we thought.
Yeah, we to making this happen. You left home at 15. At the time you were 18, you were already a starter for Alabama. Can you just talk about what the commitment was like?
Well, I always wanted to be the best. And going to IMG is going to sharpen my skill. And going to Alabama is going to do the same, for sure.
So congratulations, now you're in the NFL.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Next, they're on the clock right now. This is a team whose starting wide receivers, if Calvin Ridley does not come back to the team, are Olamide Zacchaeus and Auden
Your best
Tate.
friend, I hope you disassociate
so
from
it
him.
feels like we're going to receiver in this spot. Certainly.
And that let me down.
Receiver for Falcons, huh?
Yeah,
that'll happen.
So here we are.
Aside from Favre in 2009, which was great fun.
So I have a question for you. For me, the number one player that I always thought was going to be great and just didn't pan out and disappointed me was Cordell Patterson.
Yep.
Yeah. Who was that for you guys?
Fingers crossed that they have fallen in love with a quarterback.
Say Laquan Treadwell.
The line, because if not, you know what Pete Carroll likes, and he likes the big physical defensive lineman, and I think that's where Jermaine Johnson may end up. And so you start getting down to us. Will Kyle Hamilton still be on the board? Is 12 too high for a safety? Is he that big of a playmaker? For the Vikings to grab, but it was such a run on defensive players early. That was not that they were surprised that they came off the board, but it was just a run.
Was it the Falcons?
Those tackles. I
I think maybe it was
up front. Maybe the Giants and maybe the Jets would at least
Patriots
say, "Hey, we need we gotta get ourselves some offensive line help in there." But we'll see.
Yeah, and the thing is, you talk about Seattle.
All right, Falcons are up.
Kind of
Wide receiver probably.
Eventually throw it out there, but Cross. I mean, they should be looking at Charles Cross.
That's who I've got
Mississippi State. I mean, they get rid of their quarterback, and he goes to Denver, and all they complain about is not getting protection, and they could possibly draft an offensive.
The Atlanta Falcons select Drake London, wide receiver, USC.
Drake London was the player of the year on offense in the
Man, tall dude right there. He can go up and grab the ball. I don't like the way he's walking right now. I don't like the way he's walking. I don't like the way he's walking. What's going on? I don't know about that. Something's off with this guy. I don't like him.
Extremely polished, surprising speed for a guy his size, Drake London, and it ends up being a contested catch ball nightmare for opposing players. He boxes out. If there's such a thing as a goal line wide receiver, this is it. This is somebody, you're the 3
Is he doing
line.
the
He can take 2 or 3
slam
strides to the
dunks?
end zone, turn around, and you've got a gigantic target to hit in Drake London. He's ready to start and be effective right off the bat, and that is exactly what the Falcons need.
Well, we even talked about this morning, and we were talking about the wide receivers and the possibility of Garrett Wilson and all this other stuff, and we were like, wait, the last few weeks, where's Drake London? Like, where's the conversation been with him? I mean, he is a phenomenal player. It's like all of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden the NFL.
It's almost like he should be playing basketball.
The number one wide receiver on the board.
They didn't forget about him. They just all assumed that Washington was going to be the team to take him.
Yeah,
it's like so they.
Well, I'm just saying
that
when everybody's
more
talking about
conversation.
who's the best wide receiver and who's going to be wide receiver number one off the board, everybody was starting to look at Ohio State.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
no, you're right about that.
Did you forget about the guy that had 135 yards per game and in the only 8 games that he played because of injury? He had over 1,000 yards in 8 games. I mean, the guy is ridiculous.
All right.
He can play. He can do everything. You can see the highlights as we're watching. I know that people on radio can't see it, but he can go up and high point the ball. He's a big body guy. I think it's the right pick.
I mean, I don't put in as much work on the draft as you guys do, specifically the film watch.
Calvin Ridley, yeah.
But am I wrong to
makes sense that you need a wide receiver then fill that gap.
Because I don't like Pac-12 defenses. And the games are I'm not saying it's the Big 12, 60 to 52
My
every
name is Wahid. I became a Vikings fan in 2001 when Randy Moss and Chris Carter went off against the Saints in a playoff game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right.
What's your take on things?
Yeah, so my motto for this season is no excuses.
Yes. Well, that was the motto for last season.
That was
too.
my motto.
And then we had a bunch of excuses.
Can't-
Everybody said.
Can't have that one again.
2 stud receivers. Irv Smith's coming back. You got Delvin Cook out of the backfield.
Yep.
You got Daniil Hunter coming back. We got Zadarius Smith from
Yeah.
Green Bay. Like, there's no excuses. Kirk got to deliver this year.
Yeah.
I think where you're right totally is on offense. Like, I think that they have now synced everything up offensively to be what Kirk
As long as the offensive line,
good enough yet?
yeah,
I think so.
they're
Garrett
serviceable.
Bradbury is still a huge question mark.
Yeah, but I mean,
we can address that in the draft.
But
we can address that.
if they stick with here's my thing offensively, if this team sticks with Bradbury, I think they are in on Bradbury. Like that's got to be at some point in time.
Yeah. But they didn't renew his 5th year.
Have Kirk's best interest.
If you're all in with him, you would have.
They're going to say we got you the right guard. We think the center's good enough. The tackles are definitely good enough.
Absolutely.
They're damn good. And I think Cleveland at left guard is good. So at some point in time, I think we do have to go with what you're saying, which is offensively, you're being given every opportunity that any team is to be successful.
I mean, think of it. What other team has all those
Julio
weapons?
Jones, whoops.
Like, name another team with
So pissed about Julio. He cost us a home Super Bowl playoff, a home Super Bowl game, a home championship game. Julio Jones cost us the Vikings by not catching that touchdown in the end zone.
In the first round, right? The instant responses. Well,
Punk.
KJ Osborne. I like KJ Osborne.
Mayor,
But if I have a chance to draft Jamison Williams or somebody, like, sorry, KJ, you're the 4th receiver now.
Everything that is resembling a running down and create a vortex of chaos around him that would open up enormous lanes behind him.
Who's he talking about?
No linebackers even worry about what's happening 2 and 3, 4 yards behind him because nothing's happening behind him.
You got that lady in front of you by the chicken strip. So
Talking about
excited
Davis?
she fainted when you said vortex. Now, either each one of you amplify or add to the Jordan Davis piece.
Davis.
And then
We're
I'm
talking
just
about
gonna
Davis.
throw out for the group
DG.
because these picks
We
are
got to
falling
get him.
quickly.
Hello,
Jermaine
Sean.
and Kyle Hamilton.
Welcome to the
If that
football
ended up
stream.
being
NFL
Vikings
draft,
12,
Vikings pick
so on Davis and or
in
Hamilton,
Vikings pick in three
I know that other people like Hamilton
three
more
three
than-
spots from
more
now.
than I do. I think
My
he's
team.
a great player.
Tom Brady needs to go.
12
I know he needs to go. You can't say you're retired then come back. Nah, I'm just gonna play.
Giving up. I think
He needs to get hit.
And
Nobody's hitting him. So if nobody hits Tom Brady, he'd be like, all right, well, I can just sit back and throw a ball all day long until I'm 50 years old. If nobody's hitting him, making him hit the ground and turf so he feels his bones start creaking, he'll keep playing.
Down in the box a lot more. Him as a single high safety, and I know they're going to rotate guys around. I just don't see him as the best complement right now for this defense with the Harrison Smith because he's essentially the same type of player.
I think Jermaine Johnson's the guy that you want on this defense. I mean, Jordan Davis. You say those things, Paul.
Jordan
I
Davis.
just worry about the consistency, right? And the most important thing a defensive lineman can have are great feet. And at times you see him get tired and bend at the waist and play.
Oh, no.
straight-legged and not
Oh,
really use
no.
his feet. And-
Well, that's
and
quite,
I
he's a
look at him, I'm
rotational
like,
player
if
then.
He could get down to 310 maybe. It just increase that endurance a little bit. It's just I just don't see all the consistency that you want out of him. He's a monster of a man. He can move. He can do all those things. But the
Seahawks
problem
pick is in.
He's not doing that while on the field. You wonder because he disappears sometimes.
So Jordan Davis is falling because of lack of energy, lack of consistency, the small motor. What's going on?
Have all the upside there is, but I think Jermaine Johnson would be
Doing okay, Sean?
and as
Sweet.
far as the safety.
I miss
position
football
goes,
too. I'm
Hamilton,
excited for football.
It depends on how he fits into the scheme.
I'll definitely be here every Sunday, live streaming, reaction to the game.
Let him come down in the run box. You have such a versatile safety in Harrison Smith, and that's what makes him so good because if he walks up to the line, he's a threat. He can blitz. if he's down in the paint, he's a threat because he can run, and run defend it, and he can also cover. So quarterbacks look for him, and so it's not like a decoy. And I think Hamilton might have that same.
I don't see a lot of food.
Now you can do.
Nobody's eating. All I see is drinking.
And maybe get creative. But then again, we don't know Donatel. We don't know what he likes to do.
Yeah, and I was gonna say with Jordan.
Wait, is this a trade?
I think you have to ask
20
yourself. We all around
Russell
here are
Wilson.
familiar with
Oh, so
Pat
Seahawks
Williams.
get
I think that he's a
the
more
second and
athletic
fifth,
version of Pat
first and
Williams.
second. Wait,
Feet taller than Pat.
what?
But I'm saying the style of play. Pat was not going to give you a lot of pass rushing downs.
Right.
He can.
T-shirt tonight.
Yeah, are you not?
You are the real NBA. I thought you were going to be wearing shorts there too, but a T-shirt's pretty
I
tough.
put the pants on before I left home.
That's
so.
good. That's good.
Hi, Phil. Hi, Jed. David, I've been a fan since 97, 98.
Nice.
My dad, who wouldn't come up from the table over there because he's freezing his butt off, about 1967, 68. The way
Freezes
the
butt off.
board is falling with no quarterbacks gone, this is shaping up for us to trade back as much as we might hate it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think
That might not be a bad thing, though. There's going to be players available.
Trading back. Oh.
Getting teams that are going to want to jump Houston with their second pick, Philly with one of their 2 picks, or New Orleans.
With the 9th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Charles Cross, tackle, Mississippi State.
Who? Cross. Lineman. Going to Seattle. I love Seattle. Great town. Great city. Great people. Great everything. Lucky man.
I feel like a mini little man here.
How
old is he? About 35?
All right. Offensive lineman.
And it is a very chalky draft so far. Like
So chalky.
Paul Charchian and Ben Lieber said, by the way, after the Vikings make their selection within 15, 20, 25 minutes, general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and the new head coach Kevin O'Connell will both be joining us from Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center separately to give us their thoughts on the newest member of the Minnesota Vikings.
Cool.
We will walk you up to and through the Vikings at 12 when we come back to U.S. Bank Stadium on your home for Minnesota Vikings football. It is the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.
Looks cold in the video to the right. Yeah, they're all outside. Temperature right now is 51. It's 51 degrees right now. And people are bundled like it's 25.
Short arms for a center isn't the worst thing if you're working in a small space.
That's a big dude right there.
It's more about
Lineman.
speed quickness to get around the nose tackle so you don't get
Football.
Cross.
lifted out of the space by nose
Seattle Seahawks.
Third row at Lambeau Field.
All right, Charles Cross to the. Did they trade up?
No,
they did.
No,
They're
no.
at
That's
9.
their
So
pick. That
the
one at
Seattle
9.
Seahawks take Charles Cross, offensive tackle.
All right.
So we now have, is it 3 offensive tackles off the board? Cross came off the board.
so.
Iquanu.
Yeah. So 2 picks of the Vikings are on the. But here's the other thing, though, because if Hamilton falls, then that's great. Does any team trade up for Hamilton? Like, does
like
any
before
team?
the Vikings
yeah,
or
like
with the Vikings?
before the Vikings
Yeah.
pick, because they're on the clock here in 2 picks. Does any
we
other
have not
team
had
would want to do
and
that?
we have not had a trade yet, correct? Which
No
I thought-
trades.
No.
In my write that down world,
Yeah.
I had a bunch of trades.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Dex, do we have some people in the YouTube?
51 is a heat wave right now.
I think we can hear these guys, right? If we bring them in from YouTube, I guess we'll find out.
Let's try here. We're gonna try this out. We're gonna go put Jim on the screen. Jim,
Gentlemen,
can you
how
hear
are
us?
you?
Yes.
I hear you perfect.
Jim, what's going on, dude?
Well, depending on how the draft goes, if they go defense, I'm going to have a little Glenn Fittich.
Oh, my man.
If they go
good man. Get into the
offense,
brown.
I'll be having a Cuban cigar.
Oh, attaboy.
Oh, you can't lose, Jim.
No, I can't.
Jim is living his best. I have a feeling that Jim might do this every night, not even draft night.
Jim's like, I'm loving life.
Jim's like, I'm going to
Charles Cross, doesn't it?
cigar and watch some Netflix.
Charles
tonight.
Cross.
Yep.
What his outfit will have a cross on it too.
All right, Jim, what's your thought on things?
Speaking of comic book, DG,
Yeah,
Doctor
most
Strange,
likely they're gonna
right around the corner, man. Wow, can't wait.
If not,
I'm going Thursday night, 1 week. 1 week. Actually, you know what? 1 week from today, 1 week from right now, I will be in the theater watching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Right now. I'll be in the theater 1 week from now. Can't wait.
Let's get it.
outscore those teams, you don't have to worry about those close losses, Jim.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Well, Jim, you enjoy the rest of your night. Pour one for us as well, and we'll see what happens in a few minutes, man.
All right, nice.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, that's Jim jumping in on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. So
Being
just to
consistent.
recap
Yeah,
here,
same here.
Trayvon
It's
Walker,
rain.
#1 overall.
Had some snow last week.
Aiden Hutchinson,
Sunshine.
Stingley, and Ahmad Gardner.
So we're in the weird,
two top cornerbacks off the
weird
board with
pattern right now.
picks.
Till it
Kayvon
settles out.
Thibodeau. So the top 3 edge rushers and the
Vikings cheerleaders, yeah.
offensive tackle Ike Ekwonu, offensive tackle Evan Neal, Drake London, wide receiver, and offensive tackle Charles Cross. So
Well, you're here because you were considered
You got
maybe
something?
the best
Yeah, I do got
pass
something
protector in this
Jets
draft. What do
are
you want
taking
Seattle fans to know about the way you
Ohio
play the
State
game?
wide receiver Garrett Wilson.
there it is.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's off the board.
But you're also one pick from being on the clock.
The Vikings are on the clock shortly.
Yep.
Ignore what's on the screen over here. We appreciate that it's on, but they're behind on NFL Network here. They're behind reality.
If it's not,
They're behind reality.
The Washington Commanders are on the clock, and there's been a lot of mock drafts that have
Yeah, they are behind.
Kyle Hamilton going to Washington.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to happen here? What do you guys want to happen?
I prefer they take Hamilton.
Pizza.
Oh, man, you're the best. You're the best. You
They
take
giving
care.
free pizza?
Thank you.
My man.
All right, you take care.
Enjoy that pizza, dude. No,
Yep.
you keep
Always,
it 100.
always.
You keep it 200.
Be good. Take care. I would not mind if Washington took Hamilton and the Vikings then take a wide receiver.
With the 10th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Garrett Wilson.
This seems like a couple of really strong picks for the Jets, who've had a couple of top 10 picks.
Shorter guy. All right, so not the guy that we wanted. Not the receiver that was projected for us. Cool. Good.
The year.
This is not the year.
This is not the year.
What?
Is this a cult? What is happening?
What is-
It's not the year for quarterback.
This is not the year for quarterback. Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Trying to lead the charge. That's all we're trying to do, okay?
Holy crap, Strange 2 looks amazing. I know, right, Curtis? Of course. I want to see Scarlet Witch tear it up.
I think Malik Willis is great. Like, give me some Malik Willis. But
One
like,
day it's 73, next day it's
it would be so
42. Huh?
stupid to
Well, we haven't
sign
reached
him that
73 yet,
contract
Thunder.
and then not give him a
I think
weapon
that's
or
we've
a
gotten was
defense or something, right?
maybe 55, 60 tops. Right?
That being said, if they do it,
Have you seen
all
the
right,
IMAX trailer? I
whatever.
have, Curtis.
It would be a
I've
blast.
seen it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I
All
won't
right,
be in
go.
IMAX theater for the movie though.
Gloves on,
I'm going to a
freezing
big
his ass
screen
off.
theater, but not the
What's going
IMAX, so I
on, man?
won't
What's
see
your
the
name and how long you been a
extra
fan?
footage.
My name is Noah, and I've been a Vikings victim since 2000.
Vikings victim.
Hi, Noah.
That's what they're getting him, Todd. Yeah, and everyone said that his teammate Chris Olaver, the track star, was going to outrun him.
But you know, if the movie's great, I'll go to IMAX theater and see it again. This is a movie I might go see twice in the theater. How many burgers am I gonna sneak in? Ooh, DG. Oh man. You know what? Their popcorn is really good though. They got some really good popcorn. I just wolf that down. Oh man, one pick away, guys.
Wilson from Ohio State, the wide receivers. We go to Rutledge. You see the numbers that Garrett put up this past year. 12 touchdowns.
Oh, there's the war room for the Vikings. Look at that thing. Look at that. Look at that. 3 rows of seriousness. Oh, I love it. That is a war room right there.
Ohio State at 10. Now Washington is selecting. Then the
All right, there's the 2 owners in the middle there. There's a head coach, and there's Kwesi. Okay.
30 to 45 seconds each. With the way it has fallen and the
That's a war room. Look at those. Look at that room. It's just the rows of seats and desks and chairs and laptops.
Zero chance they're taking Jermaine Johnson here. I believe that player will be available for the Vikings at 12. You predicted him to be the Vikings pick earlier in this show. I can't imagine that Washington ends up going with Jermaine Johnson. I think the Eden Prairie kid will be there for Minnesota, and either he or Kyle Hamilton will end up being a Viking in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, just to prioritize for me, trading back to 20 with Pittsburgh would be my number 1 suggestion. Number 2 would be selecting Jermaine Johnson. Ben, Washington, then the Vikings.
Jermaine Johnson, that's the wide receiver.
I think the way everything shapes out right now, I think Washington I think they stopped the slide. Of
Wait, what the hell?
They have no.
The Saints traded with Washington?
Cameron Curl right now is their starting strong safety. They have a fantastic defensive front.
What the Saints?
Figure out. Here's what pains me. Of everything that's happened this year, right? Signing Kirk to a 2-year extension. What can be more Rick Spielman than drafting a Notre Dame safety at number 12? No, I like the guy, but I'm like, seriously?
Yes.
This is exactly what would have happened.
So don't pick the safety.
Yeah, Kwesi got.
Exactly what would have happened.
I feel like the Wilfs.
Except he would have traded up.
The Wilfs fired Rick Spielman.
And just other
Everybody's getting
quarterbacks,
drinks.
because
They're
really
everybody
how to
drinking.
distinguish themselves. 11 and 12 widely has been identified as the spot to get a quarterback.
Correct.
Well, Washington's front office recognized that. And
So the
if
Saints
New
going to pick a
Orleans
quarterback
selects
then?
quarterback, then that's good for the Vikings because a lot of players are available, but that probably almost eliminates it lessens the percentages the Vikings can
move
trade
down.
back in the draft.
Agreed. I think Vikings will end up making this pick at 12, almost certainly at this point. And you're right, the trade partner you were hoping for, with the most probable trade partner, was the Saints or the Steelers. And now that's off the board. They'll most likely go Malik Willis here, and the Vikings will be up for any of the various defensive players that we've talked about.
Is that a consensus up here?
What's up, LB? Washington traded New Orleans. They did, DG.
Well, it's my late information.
Yeah, Curtis, that the Vikings facilities are spectacular. Absolutely awesome, man. Everything. Training facility, the practice fields, the offices. Minnesota, man. It's fantastic.
I just don't know enough about Kenny Pickett.
What's up, LB?
I've read. We're at the combine.
NFL draft was today. What pick they at now? Huh. LB, what the? Of course, happy draft day to you. Right now it is pick 11. The New Orleans Saints are on the board. My Minnesota Vikings
And for Pittsburgh,
pick
that's
next.
too. They like the big quarterbacks, and I'm not saying what you heard or what we've heard out of Pittsburgh is true.
Oh,
not
Dr.
true, but
Strange.
There's 3 of them that kind of into that, and I think Ritter,
The Illuminati will see you now. Woo.
Absolutely for.
I'm going May
get out of
5th.
Pittsburgh. That was seen as a desperation move by Carolina, which is why Pickett's name was thrown in there. I think so highly.
I think it's the safest.
Yeah.
It's the safest.
It's the safest.
But I think the receiver pick would be a bold pick.
The Saints have not made their pick, even though they traded up to get the pick, and they're still not picking.
He had the ACL tear, right?
Yeah.
So is he healthy though week 1? Is he can he even participate?
He might not be.
No.
Close, but
Wide receiver, I don't think he'll
that.
play
I
right
think
away.
As long as he's healthy, second half of the season, and then for the next 4 years after that.
And this gets into the conversation about, are you doing everything predicated on opening week 2022, or are you doing the long play a little bit?
Yeah.
Because a healthy Jamison Williams solves a lot.
Jamison Williams. Right now, I'll be very excited to get a sweet number 1 wide receiver. I think
He's the safest.
And I could see them doing that.
Hamilton, yeah, the safety is safe. Wide receiver, second. Defensive line, third.
And that never happens. That would make me freak out.
Don't put that energy out there. Right
Wide receiver, safety. No, wide receiver, defensive line, safety.
All right, so we're waiting right now on the Saints to make their selection at 11. They've traded into the 11 spot, and then the Vikings will be on the clock. And if you're hanging out with us on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, thank you guys.
Hold on, let's see. What did the Saints give the Commanders to move up?
Goodyear is more driven. The Washington Commanders, as they are now called, with the new team nickname, they were supposed to be on the clock, but now the New Orleans Saints have moved into that spot. 11 overall. We had top 5 players over the.
Look at that room. So see what I mean, Curtis? You see how amazing the Vikings facilities are when you have the Saints that half the room is empty and a couple of red jerseys on. What is happening there? Oh. The Aints, I mean, Curtis. The Aints.
Now have moved up to go to number 11. Why do you think they moved up here? Would it be for a quarterback?
You've been watching NBA playoffs, forgot NFL draft? Yeah, I watched the Wolves lose, and I got off the bandwagon. Yeah, the Wolves, I don't care what happens to them. But I'm glad you're enjoying the NBA.
If you think Malik Willis would be a huge mistake, boo in 3, 2, 1.
And what's
So nobody wants a QB right now.
All right, would you? Okay, if you would go defense with the 12th pick, cheer in 3, 2, 1.
Next.
Okay, if you would go wide receiver, Jamison Williams, 3, 2, 1. This is a looped-up, offensive-friendly crowd here at Surrey.
Yeah, we want offense.
Waiting for the Vikings to make their pick.
When we announce the 2022 schedule on May 12th. This year's schedule will
May
have
12th.
a twist, as our Thursday night games will be carried by a new partner, Amazon Prime Video. Joining me are Chargers and Chiefs season ticket members James Ebo and Moose Felt. Also here.
LB, you're gonna see the Doctor Strange on Screen X, but no Regal around my area of Screen X. Oh no. Is that the only big screen around you? Is Screen X? Any Dolby Cinemas or IMAXs? And this next Batman movie has been confirmed. Of course, Hawk. Right now, the CinemaCon is going on. They announced Avatar 2. They announced, the Batman. They announced a lot more stuff. Some Pixar stuff. Venom 3 is confirmed, right? Lots of cool things going on. Prime Video, yeah, I thought they were already a partner with Thursday Night Football. I don't understand.
Out in Arrowhead on Thursday against the Chargers. And I tell you what, Austin, if you want my opinion about this game, whoever has the ball last is going to win this game. At least the way it's always seemed. Talk to the fans. Tell them what you think.
Look, it doesn't get much better than this. It doesn't get much better than this. Thursday night football. You got two high-powered teams battling it out. It's going to be epic. It's going to be an amazing thing. Even if you...
Yeah.
Especially in this draft where I think there's linebackers, there's a lot of positions where I think there's going to be some safeties that might be down there. On the defensive side, I know there are a lot of pretty good football players that are going to be available probably come 3rd and 4th round.
Well, now Austin Eckler.
Yeah, why is Austin Eckler up at?
Oh, that's the 3-screen thing? Oh, wow. I don't know, man. They got to be cutting something to make it that wide, though.
Where it says pick is in.
I would go IMAX because it was actually filmed in IMAX format. But yeah, Screen X sounds pretty sick. That's cool. I'd make a drive to go see it there if you had a drive. That'd be cool. All right, here we go. Not the Williams receiver.
NFL draft, the New Orleans Saints select Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Man, nobody wants Williams as a wide receiver because he's hurt.
Ohio State receivers go with Garrett Wilson going to the Jets with the 10th overall pick, and
wide
now
receivers
Chris
Garrett
Olave.
Wilson and Chris Olave goes to the New Orleans Saints, and they traded up to get Chris Olave. Hey, U.S. Bank Stadium.
All right.
Your Minnesota Vikings are on the clock at
From Twitter. Are you?
We're on the clock. Vikings on the clock.
In the general managerial career of Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. That's coming up around the corner, and the Vikings are in.
Whoa, pick is in. What? What? Vikings trade pick to Lions. We traded back. What? Whoa, we traded back. Did we? Oh my gosh. They traded back. Why are you guys leaving? They traded back.
This has ruined everything that I was going to try and ask.
Holy crap. All right.
Just happened. That is insane.
This is fascinating. It kind of tells you that they don't really love a lot of the options around this pick, right? That they kind of feel like, we can kind of
Oh man,
some extra capital.
Vikings never trade back. This is so strange. We always get more picks somehow.
Wanted to try and find more value. So I guess
I don't understand. This is weird.
Right now.
All right.
What's on the table?
How far back we going now? Damn it.
That wouldn't have been a brilliant decision. So, I guess, again, this is a wild change from where I was 20 minutes ago when I got in this line.
Is it 32?
Trying to ask a
Oh my God, we better get a first-round pick next year from the Lions.
Looking at this draft, do you see?
Which isn't that damn good either, because they're always. Actually, you know what? Wait, hold on a second. We're talking about the Lions here. They're always in the top 5 picks.
My guess is
And that means quarterback next year. In a very good quarterback draft next year, we're going to pick up high. It better be a first-round pick. That's all I'm saying. It better be a first-round pick.
like of all the things I saw transpiring in this draft, this was not one of them.
Exactly.
So I'm trying on the fly to figure this out, but I think we'll probably see more offensive upside. But it's clear they don't see a ton of upside in itself. So
That makes sense because Williams didn't even get picked, man. There's like 3 wide receivers went before Williams, the guy that we wanted, which says these. Oh my gosh!
I feel like we spend so much more time processing what on earth is going on than we do actually analyzing anything.
Oh man, 32. It can't be 32.
Now that we have moved back, now do you see a quarterback in the future of one of those
No.
picks in the end of the first round / beginning of the second
No,
round?
not if we get a high pick next year.
Matt Corral is going to be in there somewhere. I would be pretty surprised if they draft a quarterback with one of their first 2 or 3 picks this year. I don't know why, because a big part of the value of drafting a quarterback in the first round is getting the contract. It's like having Russell Wilson for $500,000, or it's having Lamar Jackson for $1 million. You got Kirk Cousins for $35 million the next 2 years, so you lose the value of
That says that our offseason was great if we're not getting a pick in the high 12.
Oh, that's a little bit of a buzzkill trade.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have no reason not to trust Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell. They've done nothing to this point.
They've been great so far.
To make me feel like, let's just let them have a draft and see what happens and go from there. So
Look at the Lions are happy. The empty Lions are happy.
You said the motivation is simple. It's all
trust
about
the process,
family.
I guess.
What does it mean
Yeah,
to share?
I've been doing it since
crazy,
'87,
man.
so let's keep going with it, I guess.
I really thought or was hoping that if this trade was made,
We didn't go back that far.
a high collateral pick in next year's draft.
Does it?
And the fact it doesn't, and the fact
What?
that so you must like the second round.
Okay.
So
Vikings traded with Detroit out of second round, received 32, 34, and 66.
Well, may I say then, if they have the 32nd fill and the 34th, is that correct? Or 35th?
34. Yeah.
So we
they
pick
have the 32nd and
really
34th
early
pick,
tomorrow.
And there's still the first round to play out. Are those 2 picks leverages to get back into the first round?
Could be, yeah.
Between then and 32.
Could be.
Right now, right?
Yes.
Well, so you want to use
Another
34
trade
and
you can
66
just
to go
move down.
back
So
into the
3
first
trades in a
round to
row,
have 2
bang,
more
bang, bang.
picks in the first round?
Here in the early teens.
That would be awesome. I'd be okay with
Thanks
that.
for coming on, dude.
Good stuff, man.
Appreciate you
Thank you.
holding it down here. Let's keep it rolling here. On a Vikings Ventline edition of Purple Daily, live at Surly Brewing Company. What's your name and when did you...
Olaver had a little insight as Detroit's about to make a pick.
Wow.
The Minnesota Vikings have traded the 12th pick to the Detroit
Ah.
with the 12th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Detroit Lions select Jamison Williams. wide
What?
receiver.
So we did what? That was supposed to be us.
People on that. I don't know that.
That was supposed to be our guy. That guy.
In the first round with Wilson, Olave, and now Jameson
We gave up him to go back.
Jameson tore his ACL in the national championship game. He was having a big night against
That should have been our guy.
So there'll be a recovery
He should have been our guy.
but he is now a member of the Detroit Lions. Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock too as the movement continues here in the first round. Speed is the name of the game with this guy, and it is electrifying.
Oh my gosh.
How much the Detroit Lions think of
I
his
wanted
speed.
wide
They
receiver,
traded
but
up from
at this point,
32.
what's their
The last time I can remember such a big move to go get a wide receiver was Julio Jones in the Atlanta.
Are you shitting me? No, I'm pissed.
So they now just they still have a first round pick. It's the last pick in the first round. Yeah.
After the catch.
But they
That's
have
supposed to
2
be our guy. He's
second-round
supposed to be next to Justin Jefferson.
No fourth.
Elite 1 and 2.
5 picks between now and the end of the third round. The Eagles made a trade,
Got
so the Lions
34,
took Jamison
which
Williams.
is the
FYI.
second pick in the second round, and now there must be a player like named Ghoul or like Moose. Is
Oh
the
my God. Look at that guy run. Touchdown City.
But anyway, the
Look
Vikings
at-
not selecting at 12. Let's begin. Let's go right to left. Paul Charchian, you first.
Don't like it. I would have been fine if this was 12 for 32 and 34. I think that's a fair trade. And I think you can get 2 really good players in the top 34. Where this falls apart for me more is you gave up your pick 46 first, and you gained a 66. That's a 20 position drop that I don't think you needed to make. 46 is a.
Oh, there's he's hurt. He tore his ACL right there.
Overall, in this, we went down 20 spots in the first round to go up 12 in the second and gain a third. It just doesn't feel quite right to me. We don't have names yet, and it all plays out depending on who they take. But now we're the last pick of the first round, and it's going to be a late night.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that
It's going to be a late night for some player that we don't even know they're going to take.
Like it makes a ton of sense analytically when you can.
Oh my God.
Minuses. But if you look at
what do you think, guys?
To see who we pick up, because if we're
Screen
at
next to Chivy.
32, and then we
Yeah, thing is, Curtis, I don't want to be looking like this. I don't want to be doing this in the theater.
Back those 2 picks up with 2 dynamic players.
We don't want that.
It's worth it. I think to drop.
LB, what pick did the Giants get? Didn't the Giants pick twice? They got a defensive and an offensive lineman, I think. Texans traded 2, huh?
I mean, I was
about to win the first round. 76ers.
I think in his first draft,
76ers basketball.
You want as many picks as you can in the first 3 rounds.
Well, the beauty of it is, assuming the Vikings selected 32, you're going to be able to ask all those questions to Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, the general manager who will be joining us along with head coach Kevin O'Connell. Pete?
You did give up some capital, especially that second pick. The 32nd pick overall is important because you do have a 5th-year option on whatever player you do select there.
Yeah.
It's just what we saw on the board with Kyle Hamilton being a guy that we figured would be a pick that could help this team out immediately. Jermaine Johnson we talked about. It's Devontae Wyatt. He's another guy that you can throw in there. So it's a little surprising only that.
Come on, man.
It was kind of not that they're marquee players and they're going to come in here and be unbelievable talents, but there were a few names left there that would be day 1 starters, I think, for this team, and we're just letting that go and moving down. So, Kwesi talked about this. He's earlier he's talking about the value overall and saying there aren't enough
the Vikings apparently gained 533 points according to Over the Cap on the trade that they made, getting the 32nd, 34th, 66th overall pick in this draft.
Okay, so I don't know that they did. Hold on. Hold on.
We have
So,
controversy.
hold on. Can you do some? Does anyone have a pen here? Can you
Can you get a pen?
Does someone have a pen?
That guy's got a great math mind.
You got a math? Okay.
Use a calculator.
Okay. So the Vikings gave up. This we literally have the draft value chart open right now.
It's me and you right now.
The Vikings gave up the 12th pick, so that's 1,200, so 1,200, and the 46, which is 440. So 1,640 is what the Vikings gave up, and they got what? The 32nd pick, which is 590. The 34th pick, which is 560, and the 66th pick, right? Which is 260.
So what does that equal?
That means we gave up more than we got.
The Vikings got fleeced. Am I
What the
doing the math wrong?
Yeah.
260.
So
the Lions won this trade on the draft value chart.
These guys.
We literally have like 10 people like doing math on their
What
drunken
the
math on their
hell?
phones right now.
It's the Sean Hill draft chart.
And I had
It's
somebody
slow and
who's
doesn't
a
work
special
well.
teams
So it's an
related
old school
opinion I really
calculator.
respect
That's
tell me.
hilarious. You know what they could have used? A 7th rounder kicked in. Rick Spielman would have won this trade.
It made me
Mackey's
this
gonna
Marcus
go
Jones
there.
and Houston.
Unbelievable.
So I'm on him as a potential
okay.
slot
At the
corner
end of the
later.
day, guys,
But now,
thanks.
you know,
This is
we're
great.
just with the
Starting to
Minnesota
rain.
Vikings
Oh,
trading
good.
their
Oh,
12th
great.
pick.
Yeah,
And they
I
traded
appreciate
in
the
the
tent.
division.
This is a great night
which
for a while.
does not happen frequently.
Oh, for God's sake! Even and we trade
All right.
in the division.
Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and head coach Kevin O'Connell scheduled to join us after
I didn't even think about that. We traded to our own division, so we're seeing that guy twice a year.
Kwesi has stamped himself right out of the gate as somebody who A, is not afraid to trade, and B, is not afraid to trade within the division. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it does. It is a bit of a head scratcher to
He-
make a trade like
We
that.
got to trade back into the first round. I don't know why. Why would we do that?
Even though it's somebody in your own division, just go.
This is
ahead and do that.
unacceptable.
So
So the guys on the left here, they have to talk nice about the Vikings because they're employed by the Vikings. They're not going to give up. I think what they're thinking is like, these guys are idiots. What the hell is going on? The guys on the right will call it as it is and call BS. You can kind of see the transition here. Okay, Hawk. Have a good night, bud. Thank you for watching.
That was below the barrel of what I thought would happen this draft. Is like reliving Spielman.
Sounds like a DG.
Throwing as many darts at the board as possible.
You're not wrong.
This is a weird trade. This is a weird trade.
I didn't think this was possible for me to be this disappointed in this draft, and I am.
And they haven't even picked anyone yet.
And, I'm sorry, Mackie. What was the first two? What do we give up in value? What was the first number we gave up? The first
You want the draft
1,200.
chart value here?
We give up 1,200 for the first pick.
I love that we're doing live math here.
1,200.
The Vikings gave up 1,640 draft value points.
Yeah, no.
And the Lions gave up 590,
560,
560, 260.
So yeah, we got fleeced.
So it's like 1,400-ish, right?
We're under.
Couple 13,
we're
14.
under in draft value. How did that happen?
I don't get it, man. It's a weird trade.
We went to buy a car.
This is a
and got
weird trade.
confused.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this is happening.
I'm glad I got as much as before I die as I could.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
You know what? There's a reason why.
It ain't happening.
Because if nothing else, you'll forget about tonight's draft, hopefully.
Limited time only.
My man.
Yeah, don't forget Chill Boys.
Thank you for what you do. I love you all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, Scott.
All right, let's roll. Anthony Barr jersey. Let's get it.
Dude, I had to get some Anthony Barr. So my name's Keenan.
Hey, Keenan.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I am shocked, to say the least. So I guess the Vikings think either it's Super Bowl right now or it's quarterback next year. Because I don't see this going anywhere but those two options. Because I'm shocked that we trade back and we lost so much value. I cannot even believe how much value we lost on that.
So what could
And we have an analytical GM, a guy that was on Wall Street and knows numbers. How does that make sense? Trading back and getting less value than what we gave them.
Let's say that's the case. And they get McDuffie at 32nd overall. Because it was a potential going to be a reach at 12, right? Or even if at 20, if they traded back with Pittsburgh at a more reasonable spot. If they get McDuffie, does it change how you feel about it?
Not really.
It's like a wash.
Linderbaum's in play here too now.
Yeah.
Linderbaum. All right.
Okay with Linderbaum?
If we can get Linderbaum and McDuffie in 32 and 34, that's big. I like that.
I hear the Eagles selection.
Well, and now the Bradbury. So they're not gonna pick up his fifth year, right? So Bradbury is kind of it's such a weird lame duck situation because if you commit to trying to build him back up.
Hey, Bear Theater.
For 1 year. And
Oh, you
sign
lost your
somewhere else,
VIP status, Bear.
Because you're not gonna pick up his fifth year. You almost
Yeah,
have
we
to
traded
draft a
down,
center
traded
with
to 32. We were picked 12, and we went down to
I can see them
32.
drafting with either the 32nd or the 34th, Tyler Linderbaum. I don't know. what
Came
the
in with
value of this
10. Now
is.
we have 13.
Did they hate
Not
the players available at 12 so much?
Now we have
that they
13.
Would rather, but even moving
Came in with
back, like, they
15.
picked up
Now we have
extra
13. Is that what you want to say?
Or an extra pick.
Jordan Davis goes to the fucking Eagles. I mean, whatever. Vikings aren't getting shit until 32. Whatever. I mean, this is crazy. You pass on the wide receiver at everybody talked we wanted. You pass on this monster beast on the defensive
So is that
line.
right now? So the Eagles just picked. So now we're going on to the 14th pick here.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
About the potential
Yeah,
to trade back.
it's perplexing, and
Well,
I don't know. I'm
think
trying to
that
think of
we
what
focus so
can
much on
happen now at
edge
32 and
rushers
34.
and
And I've said it
quarterbacks. I mean,
in the weeks leading.
Oh my God! How do you not put that guy in your line?
At 12 over the because what I'm and again maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm so sick
Look at
of
this
seeing
guy.
Trade back and play the volume game and
He
accumulate
eats
picks,
linemen.
which is what Rick Spielman did for years and years. Give me a great player
Jeez.
at 12. I mean, give me a cornerback if you believe.
Oh, this is lame. I think they traded back one year, but it wasn't to 32. They had a couple picks.
I got two. Write that down.
All right.
Okay.
Two right now. So
Hold on, let's make it official
He's
here.
considered to be maybe the best pure pass protection guard in this draft.
So the Vikings will get Tyler Linderbaum at the 32nd.
Okay.
Then with the
Gross.
Man from way back there in the dark. It's just gross.
And then you said the 34th pick.
Yeah.
We take some corner. So then that's a corner there at 34. We'll finish the season with 9 wins. That's what I got.
Okay. And what's your name again? Keenan,
This
all
is
right, we'll make sure we get that on the
sickening, man.
Keenan, great stuff.
How do you go from 12 to 32? Wow.
Glorious sweater game happening
You like
here.
that?
That's right.
Some else for you boys too.
Got the Kirk Cousins jersey in the house. That's right.
Oh, this is sick.
Five guys up front are going to be, even though we've signed 3 interior offensive linemen as free agents,
That's awesome.
you know,
What?
So
Fuck,
why did we
man.
hire Kwesi and Kevin, right?
Right.
Identify quarterbacks, probably.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I'm thinking they probably found someone that they like. I don't think Malik will fall that far, not below Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But maybe there's someone there who they like. Didn't see the value in picking him here. On later, like the last pick of the first round, have that 5th-year option for him. Because Kirk's on 2 years, right? But essentially no trade clause, but that can be a 1 year pretty easily, right?
Well, if
Like,
you,
if he
yeah,
waives
if he felt like, all right, I'm going into my last year anyways, then he might agree to a trade, right?
Yeah, he could. Say like Baker goes to Carolina, doesn't work out, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they're still looking next year and they don't have like a great pick because they could be okay with Baker, but they're like average. Kirk goes there. But we find a quarterback here that we could have on a 5th-year option still.
Yeah.
But why would you do this though? Like
Yeah.
that's I still don't understand the reasoning behind the value of this, which seems to be a bad trade.
I feel like probably one of the receivers that they wanted.
Big time, Curtis. I'm actually gonna head out. I can't sit here until 32 and just be like seeing all these great players go to teams that should be us.
It's just really baffling.
But I'm on it with like.
So yeah, cool. Well, I'm definitely gonna live stream games, reaction of games, but I'm gonna watch these guys on my phone and walk around. But Curtis, I want to thank you for hanging out from the very beginning. Appreciate you. DG. All right, man. Take it easy. Bear, good to see you. LB, if you're still here.
You know why? Because the Wild's going to win the Stanley Cup, right?
Gosh, it's disappointing. I'm gonna stay up till 32 and see what goes on.
Wolves in 7.
God, you don't talk about that shit because you can't talk about Vikings right now. All right, guys, smash the like before you go. Have a good night. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next stream.
Runner catches everything that's really thrown his way. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do go that wide receiver